what if you do something wrong? What if you do wrong? Would you know that you did wrong? Let me give you, what if you know that you did wrong? What would you do?
Correct it.
Correct it, right? Now let's take an example. You did something wrong. What if you don't know you did wrong? I'm going to ponder more upon this aspect, okay, for today. So my point is, if people don't know that they are doing wrong and they are continuing doing that activity, how it will impact, what happens, right? So I want to cite you some example. There are people who are actually forcing some other people, some living beings, to really reproduce in a microwave oven. Can you believe that? Someone forcing somebody, living beings, to reproduce in a microwave oven. I can tell you, this is not some alien people doing it. It's somebody that you know, I know. Is it wrong? It is wrong, right? But they are doing it, and they are not aware. So, what exactly is really happening here? I want to give you an example. Human body is made up of organs. Organs are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells. Right? Every cell in our body reproduces. It reproduces like 60 times. It reproduces 60 times, and after that, it dies. And that's a mechanism that is being created in our body. And the reason it dies, because every time it reproduces, the DNA is not copied in the right fashion. There is some error in the Xerox copy. So what God wanted to do is make sure that the DNA doesn't go out of the hands and create it in a weird fashion. So after 60 replications, the cell commits a suicide. That process scientifically is called apoptosis. Okay? Now, what happens to a young kid when he sees all this flashy ads, people smoking in style on the Hollywood screen? It's a nice thing to look at. It's a macho feeling, most of them, right? It's a media created hype that everybody feels like, yes, I should smoke, right? This is what is enticing young kids to start looking into smoking. And when they do smoke, this exactly is what is happening. The cells in their body are forced to reproduce or replicate in an oven environment. What happens when somebody forces you to reproduce in an oven environment? Would you create your replica? You will probably create a mutant. It cannot be exactly what you are. Normal circumstances, yes, you will be able to create your replica. But when you're forced into a microwave environment, you're never going to create a replica. So this is what happens to a smoker. His cells actually don't create its replica, but creates a mutant. And that mutant is what fails at times to die after 60 replication. It basically refuses to die. This is when we call the cell has become cancerous. Right? And when something turns cancerous, it basically, it's a mutant. It's doing something it's not supposed to do. Every cell in your body has a function, and it serves that tissue and the organ, that function. But when it mutates into a cancerous cell, it's not doing the function it's supposed to. It's just replicating. And then the organ fails to get those functions completed. The organ doesn't work the way it's supposed to, right? So this is what really happens. I want to give you an example. My cousin, 25 years back, he started smoking. 2009, he was diagnosed with mouth cancer. Okay, so this this episode is very, very lively to me. I can tell you, I saw him in the hospital. His 4-year-old daughter is running around doing funny activities, unaware of what's happening to his dad, right? Her dad. And this guy having trouble, he knows what he's going through. When she's doing some funny activity, he's not able to even smile at her or smile at the things she's doing. And in fact, he was actually trying to see what he's got into. He wanted to cut down all the cigarettes he smoked all these years. He wanted to actually shut down all possible manufacturing companies of the cigars. But at that point in time, he couldn't do anything. July 2009, he was operated, to really take out the cancerous piece. But unfortunately, August 2009, he left us. It's one of the worst things that I saw so closely. And to me, this is a mission for me right now, having lost somebody so close to me. However, I think it's wrong. I shouldn't be having this mission after having someone lost, right? I should have had this mission. The knowledge was always there. The understanding the cigars is bad was always there. But I never had this mission with me. And I want to urge each one of you to understand this, that you can have your mission. You don't really have to wait. You don't have to do the same wrong thing. You can educate and make people understand what's wrong, what's right. Your life can save someone's life if you do this. Thank you.